What's up, guys? Tim in the North back with another AoE 2 match. Today we are in Arena. My opponent is Toast, playing as the Mongols. You can tell by the thumbnail, somewhat of a vocal opponent in this one here, which will be, yep, right on time. I love smoking the Georgian. Your AoE 2 insight would actually suggest otherwise. 48% win rate against Georgians. I think 25 and 12 or something. I hope you enjoy. I'm having my way with you. Thought that was kind of bizarre. But anyway, Toast is 1081. I am also 1081, and I let him know that sounds weird. So opponent is similar elo to me. Some insight on Toast. Toast has nearly 3,000 games played. Myself, that has, I think, like 1,600. So Toast has been playing for a while. I can also tell you by looking at Toast's AoE insights that the Mongols is a pick that he generally goes with, it seems like, on Arena. I think he picks them 37% of the time, it looks like. And then it looks like he also selects Cumans on Arabia. So, yeah, just some insight on this player. I am going to say I wish this was not my first match of the day. I wish I could have had like a little bit of a warm-up. But, yeah, we're in this thing now. And I will tell you that my opponent is going to go with a fast castle. So opponent has 8 on food underneath the town center right now, 2 on wood. I am doing 3 and 7. This one that's building houses right now will go to wood. I'm bringing in my second boar. We are going to take this slowly because I do feel like I had a little bit of struggle on food when I was doing this time around. So yeah, our scouts are out in the field here. I have not scouted anything. I just finished scouting most of my base. And I'm now going for his scout. And my thought here is, you know, if I can kill his scout, mine will regenerate a little bit of health. So I tried to put my scout on him while I try to manage my eco here. My opponent still has not brought in second boar, and engagement should start here any second. There it is. So we're right on even terms here, and it's a gamble, right? It's 50-50. 9 and 9, 6 and 6, 3 and 3. And of course, my scout was the one that died. And of course, something's gonna need to be said about it, right? 3 HP. He's running away, so this way he can get his jab in here. There it is. Can't auto heal when you're dead, huh? So I entertain this a little bit more. Just let him know, no, like I'm not here to sit here and, you know, exchange words. I'm just here to play a game. It was a very long day, but yeah, so moving over here to berries, and now I have some on chickens, so 13 on food. My opponent has 17 on food. Also now moving to berries, just got enough wood because there's 2 vills on wood here. And my opponent is clicked up to castle with 20 pop. So I've been doing 24. I like to have a little bit of extra vills out here. I know it takes a little bit of extra time, which is you know, a little bit slower to respond, but I feel like I have the resources when it is time to respond, if that makes sense. So I am behind on res collected currently. This should even out shortly. And I'm not sure where my efficiency fell off. I do have some idle TC time, so does my opponent. 63 or 64 in the last minute for my opponent. It's probably because of all the people on berries bumping into each other. He also did not have a mill when he first... Oh, well, this is also super inefficient. He's got to save the wood for his castle age, the buildings to go up the castle age. So can't be dropping a lumber camp. So that's why the efficiency's lower for my opponent currently. So I'm trying to get a barracks down. I am now clicked up the feudal age. 124 pop. Sorry, just drinking a coffee, trying to wake up. Figured I'd do a rec review and warm up this way, looking at game recordings in case I run into toast again. But market goes down for my opponent, still behind on wood. And this is what I mean with my build right here. I have a lot of wood, 200 and some. I want to make sure I have farms down, which my opponent does not have right now. And I have enough for my buildings. So this is why I've been going with the 24 pop. A lot on wood now for my opponent. I'm up to feudal age. Opponent has everybody making a blacksmith. And now everybody's got to run over here to stone because we need to get a castle down for a castle drop. So I was watching, as I was going to bed last night, you know, I throw some Age of Empire videos on YouTube. I was watching Hera, and he was teaching Grubby how to play against Phosphorus, and they talked a little bit about opponents that do strategies like this. And this is the one thing, obviously, you don't see when you're playing, but, like, you know, watching a rec review, which, you know, is what we're doing, it's good to be mindful of things like this, right? This is super inefficient, and this player plays to this style. So if you can break this just a little bit because of how inefficient this is, nobody is on food right now, so he can make one vill. He doesn't have enough food for farms. He's got a little bit of berries left, so, like, you know, this is what you need to try to remember when you're in these situations, is that, and I'm waiting for to be able to make a meal cart here because I'm struggling with food right now. It's to remember, or to try to remind yourself when you're in games like this, is that there's a very inefficient economy behind this usually, and you just need to weather the storm, essentially. And players like these usually have inflated elos in some cases because, you know, like I said, he's picked the Mongols hundreds of times, or probably close to hundreds, probably almost 1,000 times. But I think it was like 637, I think is what his insight said. But it plays to this every time, so very familiar with the Mongols. I have a lot more games as the Georgians right now because I'm trying to get better with a civ before moving on to another civ. So, yeah, so a castle's coming in here, and I kind of expected this. That's why my buildings are lined up like this, and I'm trying to get the houses down. I killed his scout. I probably should have said a 1-1 there just for the jest, but I just want to try and delay this as much as possible. Like I said, this is like just an all-in attempt, and if you can break it, you're good. So just trying to finish my wall off here. I'm trying to get a blacksmith down now because I want to get a siege workshop. I can't get that until I can't get a siege. Obviously, you can't build a siege workshop until a blacksmith is on the field. So castle fire is coming in here. Changes to the gate because that's, you know, that's what we're coming in through. And immediately putting these villas on stone because we're going to drop another castle. Or that's the mindset, is we're going to drop another castle. All of these villas are on gold, and this is why I wanted to watch the rec review, is because I wanted to see the economy behind this. So you have a little bit of time to like stabilize, I guess. 2 vills are on food, so we're not really generating more vills. We're behind on vills here. It's just a matter of how the resources get spent. So I am almost at 6,000 resources collected. My opponent's at 4,700, and a lot of that is stone at this point because we've used 650 to drop a castle, and we have 10 other vills on stone here. So my wall is finished. The manganite are, excuse me, sorry. The manganite aren't really gonna knock down too many buildings, so I'm not worried about that. I just want to thicken this wall a little bit here, if possible, and have another somewhat wall like in preparation here. But the one thing I'm struggling with, and it's probably because I had to drop a blacksmith and houses here real fast, is I don't have enough wood for farms. And I also had to drop a siege workshop and a mangonel, so I fell behind on food to get vills into production here. So that was the one thing that hurt my economy here, I could see. I do get a mangonel shot on this guy, and he's gonna get away. But enough here to say, like, you know, I'm not gonna let you just keep firing shots and walking around the outside of my base. So he knows the mangonel's on the field here. I'm trying to watch this and get my economy managed and set up here because there's 12 on wood, and I need more farms. I need to get up faster, but you know, the farms are a bit of a struggle. So obviously keeps coming to this side of my base. This is where the wood is. I wish I could have had the vills back here, but I'm getting close for a castle myself. My opponent is also at enough stone to buy build a second castle if they choose to. So this is obviously a lot of stress here, trying to, you know, deal with these things and manage my economy. So everybody's much further away from where shots were being fired here. And here come the vills for a second castle. I see this on my end, obviously, and I choose to build a castle myself. So I kind of get screwed here with my mangonel, with the pathing that gets screwed up. But I know that I have more vills, because, you know, I'm in my own base. I destroy this house to try to get the mangonel up here, and for some reason it takes a detour over here, and I'm like, can I just get a shot on some of these vills to get my castle up faster? Kill 2 vills here. My castle is about to go up, and we get the castle up. I try to click my castle to shoot the vills, and obviously this just gets messed up here, so unfortunate. I do get some vill kills. Didn't make this an easy castle to go up for my opponent, but my opponent does have a second castle on my base here. Biggest issue now is I now have hundreds and hundreds of floating wood that I'm floating, and I wish I could have had the farms down. So all that wood came in while all that aggression was happening. And really, I'm kind of stumped on what to do here. I know, like I said, I'm trying to remember here that my opponent likely has a bad economy behind this. I have a castle up. It's like, you know, don't panic yet. I'm trying to get another mangonel and some scorpions out. My thought is with the scorpions, if they try to run in here with the mangonite, I can, you know, try to get some of them down. So I'm gonna position the mangonite, the scorpions over here in case mangonite come in. And I have my mangonel ready for, you know, if any other siege tries to come in. I'm dropping a 3rd town center. This probably wasn't the play here. It probably should have been trying to sell the stone and selling the wood to buy food to get up to Imperial Age a little bit quicker. But I wouldn't have had the economy behind anything to really to help with that either. So I wanted to try to boom a little bit here. Obviously, like I said, my opponent has 7 on food. Obviously, I can't see this during the game, but seeing it now, it's, you know, make sure your economy is just better, I guess, is what it should come down to. So I see the ram coming forward. I get the mangonel in position, and of course the Mangonite are here to snipe my mangonel. So this house here was, I guess, enough to prevent them from, you know, really just kind of like coming in here, but they still slipped through. I didn't have anything in the town center, and I call the GG at this point because there's no Mangonite in the back of my base. So like I said, I do kind of wish I had a few more games played, or just games played before getting into this one last night. My opponent did have some cheeky things to sit there and say afterwards, and that's when I decided to look at their games played and see that they had double the games played. Also pick Mangonite all the time. And yeah, so I'll probably be keeping an eye on Toast to see if I want to cast any more of their games, to see if, you know, this is the kind of like the way they act during these games. I thought it was kind of funny, but yeah, so I hope to run into Toast again at some point, because looking at Insight, this is how Toast plays. So yeah, if you guys think that there's any other attempts or strategies that I should have used during this match, please let me know. As I said, I'm trying to focus on Arena more. First of all, because of strategies like this, I'm trying to test myself and get better, while also learning civs and getting the ins and outs of each civilization better. So yeah, that's going to do it for me, guys. Please feel free to like, comment, consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed, and I'll catch you on the next siege. Peace!